Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spore. So, I want to I mentioned this in Discord, but I want to kind of put this on public record, so to speak. Obviously, games that I've played off of Steam don't really count for this, but this is the sixth most played game I have on Steam. Still, for a long time it was my first, but I play FF14 through Steam and Star Trek Online, so those both beat it. If you're wondering, it goes FF14, Star Trek Online, Tabletop Simulator, all my D&D campaigns and board game nights, and then after that, Civilization 5, duh, and Europa Universalis 4, and then Spore. I have played a lot of Spore. There's actually going to be 2 veteran games in a row. It's kind of a weird thing. Oh, I just noticed my door's open. Yeah, no, it's a very unique game, and I'm going to try and answer a question of why I used to play it so much. But first, I need to go close my door. And not Sims 3. Sims 3 long predates Steam for me. So... I have no idea what my playtime in Sims 3 is. Just like I can't tell you my playtime in Chrono Trigger or Super Metroid. Kind of hard to estimate that when there's no tracker keeping track of it. Unless I even get into WoW. Although I can tell you that playtime. So Spore, right? Started conceptualization in 1994. Which I mostly share to emphasize just how insane of a person Will Wright really is. We've actually covered developers like this before. People who are, for lack of a better way to put this, way too ambitious for their era, right? People who really wanted to do crazy things with video game technology and couldn't. I don't remember his name, but the primary person and driving force behind Ico and Shadow of the Colossus is a good example of this. There's a reason why it took him so long to make The Guardian, because the tech literally wasn't there. And there's other examples of this as well. Yeah, no, Will Wright was out of his goddamn mind. He wanted the fully fleshed out version of Spore to be made in 1994. Peter Molyneux does not count because he's not ambitious, he's not talented, and he's not crazy. He is, however, a liar. So, let's talk a little bit about what I mean by that. The original game was supposed to be substantially larger and more fleshed out than it was. It was going to be a whole galaxy sim. There was going to be a molecular stage, a cellular stage, an aquatic stage, a creature stage, a tribal stage, a city stage, a civ save, and a galactic stage. Each one was going to have its own gameplay genre and mechanics. The molecular stage was like Tetris, that kind of a thing. Cell stage is kind of like it is in the game. Aquatic stage was going to be a 3D, like floating around through the ocean kind of a thing. Then there's the creature stage, tribal stage. City stage was going to be Sim City. Civ stage, galactic stage. And galactic stage was originally supposed to be way more in-depth. I'm going to give you a spoiler right now. Get a little teaser, a little preview for how this review is going to go. We're going to spend probably about 80 to 90% of this review on all of the stages before Galactic. Then we're going to talk about Galactic, and then we're going to be done. Because Galactic has the depth of a puddle. But I wanted to tell you all that so you get an idea for what the original envisionation of Spore was supposed to be. Much, much more in-depth, much more complicated than the already kind of crazy game we got. And that's the game he wanted to make in 1994. Is it EA's fault? No, actually, for once. Although EA does have some blame here. But let's backtrack later. He'd been kicking around ideas and tech concepts and basically trying to sit down and come up with ways to accomplish some of the kind of crazy level of simulation, mechanical and programming simulation that needed to happen under the hood in order for something like Spore to even exist. He'd been doing that off and on while he worked on everything else. So doing his own thing, At one point in time, right about in 2000, hang on, I'm double checking my notes. Yeah, the game actually he finally was able to pitch it to EA. By the way, I know we all like to blame EA, and EA has many flaws and many problems. But when Will Wright came to them saying, "I have an idea for a game," EA said, "Done," and immediately greenlit it. That's not a joke. It's worth noting Maxis had been saying no for years at this point. So EA was like, yes, so they started development right along the time when they were working on development of a game called Sims Online, a game you've probably never even heard of. I only remember Sims Online because it was pretty much the reason that they killed off Space Above and Beyond, another game you've never heard of. Anyways, so they started work on this. They spent 4 years getting to the point of a conceptual demo, which they showed off in a few magazines, and then another year until they finally had something they could actually release to people, which is in 2005's GDC, the Game Developer Conference. And they actually showed off a lot of the game, including the game that we don't actually have at that conference. Got a lot of feedback, a lot of interest, and a tremendous amount of people were like, yes, this is Will Wright's new baby. We can't wait to play it. This game came out in 2008, 3 years later. And if you're counting, yes, that was an 8-year development time. The sheer insanity of what they were trying to do was something that required a tremendous amount of extra work and time and solving issues nobody had thought to solve yet from a programming perspective. It was a technical nightmare putting this game together. And there's yes, Alchemist. There's an obvious reason why, and why the final version of the game is in fact much more down rated? No. Is less than what they were intending to actually make the thing. Downscaled? Whatever. Scaled down from what they actually wanted to do. This is also... So I mentioned EA got the game greenlit. EA has this really weird thing. They've got two things that are very strange about it. This is all past tense. All of this is thrown out the window when they decided to sell to the Saudis. But it's not a joke. They have actually discontinued these policies as of the last about year and a half now. They generally don't fire people. EA has actually been a pretty consistently good company to work at as an employee. And that goes back decades at this point. It's one thing I will always give them a gold sticker on, because a lot of other companies don't. Aren't very good to work at. Don't take care of their employees. Don't give them proper time off. Don't give them backing. And just fire people all willy-nilly. I mean, how many people are about to be fired in just a couple of months here at Rockstar? EA, every company does crunch. EA has crunched. EA didn't crunch on this project or on Sims 3 or on several other projects I could mention. In other words, they were less crunchy than most of the other big publishers out there. Again, not perfect, but noticeably better than the competition. It always irritates me a little bit having to defend EA, considering, but whatever, truth is truth. But the other thing EA used to do, and this was very consistent for a while, it was much easier to get a project greenlit under EA, which you'd think is strange. It was, however, much harder to get them to continue to support a project. In most cases, unless a given company, unless a given project was a smash hit, they just kind of were like, all right, and they'd walk away from it. So let me use a random example. Let's say Talia pitches me at like I'm EA, and Talia pitches an idea for a game to me, and she's like, "Hey, I want to make a game about making carrots." I'm like, done, and I give her the funding, and I give her the backing, and I make sure the game gets made. And then once she puts out the game, I look at the initial sales figures, do some projections, and say, "Well, this isn't going to be a big seller." So all support is cut. If this sounds familiar, hi, Dragon Age Veilguard. This has been a consistent pattern of theirs for years. Sims 3, which was a smash hit, got support for, I think it's like 6 years, something like that. By contrast, Spore, once it finally came out, and it did, they backed it until it came out, it moved a decent number of units, a little over 1.14 million units sold, which is really solid sales, but it's not a smash hit. So they said, oh, okay, and then they cut the project. For those of you not aware, they had actually already announced multiple expansions that Spore was going to have. For those of you keeping track, Spore has one expansion, which we will not be playing today for reasons I'll get into in a minute. So yeah, they just let Spore die, and let me tell you, Spore died. I'm honestly pretty sure that most people wouldn't even remember Spore if it wasn't as quirky and unique as it is. Yeah, by the way, Mass Effect Andromeda says that's another game that they backed it. It's so weird, isn't it? They fully backed the project until it actually came out. And then they were like, all right, pull the plug. And again, that's not good, but it's still better than the competition. Because what most companies would do, and still do, is they would say, this is taking too long. You're all fired. And they would fire people. Like Ubisoft would be like, nope, you're fired. 2K Games, nope, you're fired. Microsoft, nope, you're fired. Yeah, it's weird. It's such a weird thing. It's not true anymore. Like I said, it hasn't been true for a couple of years now. But it's just a weird aspect of EA for the last 30 years. Anyway, so Spore was a huge victim of this. And that's a problem because Spore was a tech demo. The reason this will be such a short review is because there's not a lot of depth to this game, ironically. And so we could show off most of the game in a single playthrough, which will only take a few hours, right? And so, yeah, exactly, Alchemist. Good example of that. So, how do I have 400 hours on it? Hang on, we'll circle back. Let me get back to some behind-the-scenes stuff. So Spore sold well, like I said. Took 8 years to develop. Originally, they were going for a much more realistic approach. It was actually going to look like you know, in the cell stage. Originally, they were going to do a thing where like you actually saw stuff that looked like it was from under a microscope, right? As opposed to the cartoony blob things that Spore is kind of known for now. And that was going to be a consistent aesthetic throughout the work. Very early on in development, everyone was like, this is not a good idea. We shouldn't do this. Unfortunately, properly rendering the blobby graphics required redoing how they did the calculations for things like physics and collision. Please remember, this is a game being developed across the aughts. So like 2000 to 2008. Please think about the state of technology and programming and game design in the aughts. This is the reason Spore was way ahead of its time. Ironically, I think if someone sat down with the same idea and the same backing that EA was giving them, now, I think Spore would be a substantially more fleshed out, no pun intended, but just generally a better game. And it'd probably be better received. But as is, we're going to be playing through a glorified tech demo. I mentioned the expansions thing. What I didn't mention is the marketing was absolutely all over the place. EA actually did try to market this quite a bit. There's the Robin Williams thing. There's the Dr. Pepper thing. I'll talk about that in just a second. Yeah, exactly, ISE. And I mentioned they were talking about how they were going to push multiple expansions until it flopped. But it was taking so long to develop, it started becoming the Duke Nukem Forever of its time, which, on the off chance you don't know what that means, it was a lot of people were considering it vaporware, that it was never going to come out, that there was never going to be a Spore. And I remember that era. A lot of people making fun of it. It was just a joke. Hey, Spore's coming out next week. Yeah, sure. Because it was just lagging forever. Because they just kept running into hurdles getting this thing. Fun little anecdote. I didn't realize this until I was sitting down looking up some dates for this. Dwarf Fortress started development at the same time as Spore. How's that for a weird thought? Anyways, I want to give one pause to give special praise to Brian Eno, who is the composer. I put that in quotes, lots of praise to him, because Brian Eno, Kent Jolly, and Aaron McLaren made a custom software that would create procedural music. What you're here, I'm going to go quiet for a second so you can hear this. I say without hyperbole, the music is at least half of why I like this game. I'm not even joking, and apparently Bragon agrees with me. The thing is, what they did here is truly impressive. The concept of procedural music was nothing new, but making procedural music good? That is insane. That is a tremendous hurdle to overcome. And that's why they spent actual years working on this. They were working on the project as early as 2004, I want to say. It's 2004, 2006. I didn't actually write it down because I'm stupid. You can't find the soundtrack. That's the thing. Do you know what you're listening to right now? This is me. I put these together years ago. This is me firing up the game and aiming my recording software at my own gameplay, at my own game, and then just not touching any buttons for several minutes. That's how I pulled my music from this game. Because there is no music, there's no songs, it's all procedural. But it's like, the way it designs the notes is based on what you're doing at any given point in time, and there's deliberate patterns. There's on-ramps, bridges, main sequences, harmony sequences, and off-ramps, if that makes any sense. And so it'll pull for this, and then it'll pull... No, this is not AI music. That's actually the thing. That's an interesting point to bring up. Some people are like, oh, this is what AI music does. No, it's not. What AI music does is mass produce notes in an effort to try and come up with something which tests in a manner that is designed to be approximating good. What this is a bunch of very, very specifically and manually crafted instruments and notes have been designed ahead of time to be part of a specific block of music. The on-ramps, that's when the music's starting. The bridge, that's when you're going in between segments. Your main melody, your main harmony, and your off-ramp when you're switching to another song. This is insane. Like, I cannot possibly overestimate how insane the complexity of this is. Yeah, it's modular, and I hope to show off at least a little bit as we go. You'll hear it, you'll notice it, and it sounds like a song, which is a tremendous technical achievement. Huge praise to this group. I'm just going to jot down some music positives right here. Yes, 3 of them. No, I don't care. Yeah, seriously, just this program alone is the kind of thing that they can and should have sold off as its own software. It is bonkers good. Forgive me for gushing. One last thing to talk about, really quick. So I mentioned how, it had some stages that didn't get into the final game. Damn right, Czar. Bam! All right, Czar's dead. Now, the game, I mentioned the game was died on the vine, right? Let me talk about some of the specifics there, okay? So, they came out with a expansion called Galactic Adventures, which I bought the day it came out, because I was that interested, because I loved Spore. And I wanted more. Even then, back then, 2008, 2009, something like that, I was super interested in seeing this develop, because I could tell it was the beginnings of a good game, right? I know that sounds strange to phrase it that way, but it was. It was the beginnings of a good game. It was approaching a good game. Kind of like Overwatch 1, or I guess also technically Overwatch 2, as an example of that. You know what I mean, right? Like, we've actually covered games like these before, where they're not quite games. They're getting there, like great potential, but they need something. Honestly, every MMO vanilla, right? To use another example of this, every MMO's vanilla is not a good game, but with some work and some effort, it might eventually become something. StarCraft 1, actually Warcraft 1, might be a better example of this. Pokemon Gen 1 is actually another excellent example. Surviving Mars, actually, I agree with that. I always wanted to score Surviving Mars higher. Fun fact, during the recent Non-Dark, when I got my computer back, I actually sat down and fired up Surviving Mars, because I just needed to de-gauze. And I played it for a while. Thank you very much, Evo. And then I put it down. Because I remembered my playthrough. You know me and my memory for a game I stream. And I remembered the problems it had. And I remembered the lack of depth. And inside of like 40 minutes, I was like, this is not what I want from this. It's such a shame, too, because it's right there, right? Anyways. Moving on. So Galactic Adventures is terrible. I'll never forget. This is what's a Jedi Survivor kit? I've never forgotten how I felt. So let me tell you how Galactic Adventures worked, okay? So you were supposed to be able to beam into an individual creature, one of your sims, if you will, and you would gain gear and you'd gain stats and you'd go around and you'd do like a third-person action adventure set on one of the worlds crafted by Spore. The adventures were all very puzzle pieces, right? Very cookie cutter, the intro, and then there's this, and then you have to go fight a boss. You have to go hit these things. Okay, now go defeat these things. And then you win, and then you get some kind of reward. Okay, cool. Here's the problem. Actually, there's a lot of... I don't even know where to start with problems. The biggest problem is that most of the missions that shipped with it were basically one mission. I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. They leaned so heavily on the community to craft new adventures that the one adventure they shipped, which had just a couple of variants to it, was effectively just one mission. So you'd get a completely different mission in a different sector on a different character and go off and do the same mission with the same pieces. And that just repeated several times. And I'm just like, okay, this is boring. And it doesn't help that it was really threadbare in general. There wasn't much depth on it. There wasn't much reason to progress. You know how I kept praising Sims 3 for having clearly defined goalposts and substantial and tangible rewards for accomplishing those goalposts? Galactic Adventures had neither of those. You do a mission, the end. So they were really relying on the community to make some missions, and I tried very hard to find some missions. And there were a lot of people, the Spore community was actually really strong back in the day. And there was a whole online thing to it, which was kind of cool. But the truth is that there was just nothing there. There was just nothing there. There was nothing to it. And so most people weren't making mission packs. Some of the mission packs that were made weren't very good. There were no developer-made mission packs. I tried making my own. The editor was crap. The whole thing just kind of wilted on the vine. And we're not even talking about Dark Spore. Don't even get me started on that. So Spore was left in the state that it's in. So ironically, even though we're pretty much just playing a vanilla Spore, it hasn't really changed much in the last 18 years. But I was supposed to talk about this thing. So I'm going to be honest, I have been so busy this lunch break not eating lunch in order to get ready in time that I hadn't actually read this yet. But apparently there's something called the Spore Bot Parts Pack, which was an expansion released in 2010 with mech robot parts for the Creature Creator. It was part of a patch, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. The giveaway was only available with a code that was available on a specially marked Dr. Pepper bottles under a cap or at participating Taco Bells or Arby's. Now, this is weird, first of all, because everything about this screams an advert deal that was signed years earlier, and then finally someone just kind of shuffled through the door. Because the fact that this came out 2 years after Spore came out, a reminder that Spore was a very dead-on-the-vine kind of game, was very strange. I literally have not even heard about this until Wolfrail brought it up earlier today. And you know I've played the crap out of this game. It was also exclusive to the US. That's even better. It was obviously limited. Duh. Blah, 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 blah. Apparently some bottles didn't actually have a code, so that's cool. After the client updated in March 2017, many users who redeemed codes did not receive a download link. Instead, they were instead included with the client. Bot parts remain unavailable for users who had never redeemed a Dr. Pepper code. So I suppose we will never actually have these cyber parts. Okay, so that's great. What a weird game to talk about. But anyways, I also want to comment on one other thing. This is a weird one, but I kind of want to give the game a negative for this. I think this game deserves an abandonment negative. And I'm willing to talk about this. You gotta understand, back in the day you could fire this thing up, connect to the online community, and get so much stuff. You could get creatures, you could get spaceships, you could get buildings. There was tons and tons of stuff, and it was enormous. I was doing it. I actually used to put my stuff on that very store. You might even be able to find it if it still existed, which is the problem. It was an enormous aspect of the game, because there's editors. There's editors for everything in the game, right? There's editors for creatures, there's editors for tribal individuals, there's editors for civilization-level individuals, there's editors for space-level individuals, there's editors for buildings, there's editors for ships, there's editors for tanks, there's editors for the actual spaceships. I think that might be it. But the point is, there's tons of editors for customizing your stuff, which is part of the point of the game. And then you could tick a box somewhere that said, yes, please share my stuff with other players. And I did say cities, yeah. And what was really cool was you could, I don't remember if this was an option or not, but you could just be playing and you would encounter stuff from other players, stuff they had dumped into the game. And that was cool. Something I talked about in MMO, something I've talked about in MMO design, is that even though it doesn't really add anything at the end of the day to the gameplay to see other players running around playing the same game you are, it's kind of a necessary, almost like a filter over the game, right? I'll use WoW as the example because I know WoW very well. For a brief period in WoW's history, you wouldn't see other players. You wouldn't interact with other players. This is during Warlords, for those of you wondering. Because there was this thing called the Garrison, which was great until it was terrible. Summary. So a lot of players were in instanced content, which meant you didn't see them roaming around the world. You didn't see them going out and doing quests, and you wouldn't see them in town. And so the game had a fairly decent amount of players playing, but you wouldn't see any of them, and that changed the overall feel and vibe of the game. It felt like you were roaming this dead world. Having other players' content visible added to that kind of connective tissue. There was always just this moment of when you'd notice a creature you've never seen before, and you could check it and say, this was made by Bragwin, right? It would actually say, when you look at that, it's like, that was really cool. Because that was an awesome aspect of the game, which is gone. And that's the problem. Thank you, Star Fox Music, for your excellent musical timing. So, this is an extremely rare case, but then again, this is Spore, an extremely rare game. I honestly think it deserves a negative for abandonment, and I've already heard someone argue that it deserves more than one. This is bad. This is an aspect of the game you will never see at this point. I am, if it's not obvious, I am legitimately angry about this. How many phallus-shaped things would I encounter back in the day? More than 0. I'm actually feeling, I'm noticing some people are saying 1 and some people are saying 3. Why don't we just go ahead and call this even and make it 2? 2 negatives for abandonment. Yeah, no, it's usually just goofy stuff, right? Or occasionally you'd see stuff that's modeled after something you'd recognize. I cannot tell you how many times I'd see some variant of the Starship Enterprise flying around. But that was cool! I'll show this off when we get to the game proper. I've been talking for 30 minutes. I haven't even started the game yet. There's a lot to cover here. But, when you're still in, the early stages, when you're at the creature stage or the tribal stage, occasionally spaceships will just fly around. And so I'd just be roaming around and I'd see the Enterprise, oh, that's cool. And then I'd keep going, and I'd see the other Enterprise. Oh. One last thing, and then I swear I'll finally start this and stop playing Star Fox music. How many of you remember when I talked about in Sims 3, or have done the same thing, would just propagate your neighborhood with Sims you know? Sims you made. Family members, friends, 5 Dr. Crusher clones, stuff like that, right? Yeah, I obviously did that. I did that in our most recent playthrough. I used to do entire playthroughs of Spore where I'd just sit down and make stuff. Just make creatures, and then make space stuff, and then make spaceships, and make different types of buildings. I'd go with themes sometimes, like a whole species that's this or whatever. Sometimes I'd do a full playthrough from cell stage all the way up to space stage as part of designing a new race. And the moment I hit space stage, I'd stop, because the goal was just to propagate my galaxy with all the stuff I built. Now, you can still do that, thankfully. That's still there. But, well, you get it. Anyways. Alright, now. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. There's not really any true co-op here. Alright, one moment, please. Word. Alright, you. I've got to get into the game, which means time is up. Okay. Oh, you okay? No, not my back! I am on your back! I am on your back! Oh, sorry. There you go.
On yours!
Oh, okay. You gotta be clear about these things. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No!
Again!
Come on.
You didn't go faster when I said faster.
Okay, I'll go faster once. Come on. Ah. Here. Use this. Whoa! Oh God!
That was
Hang on. Where's the camera? Can you guys see me? This is what she has managed here.
That was
I don't know if you can tell.
fun.
Yeah.
Chomp.
There we go.
Show
Ahem.
them the chompy thing.
Yes. Okay. I'll show them the chompy thing. This is the chompy thing. I have no idea what this is. Here you go. Now you get one candy. No.
Please, can I have two?
No. You get one.
I said please.
You did say please, but it's almost dinner time. Okay? Now, after dinner, we can talk. We can renegotiate. But for right now, you get one. So which one do you want? The hood. That's what you get. Okay. No hood. Here you go. You're getting down to a lot of rings. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. You got it. No! That poor arm. That poor shark. No! No, not the shark. Right.
What? It's a candy.
Okay. I don't know if you heard that, but she just said, "What? It's a candy." When I was like, "Oh my God, you bit off its arm." I mean, she's got a point. I can't even argue. Ugh. Ahem. Oh God, did I lose connection? No, okay. Believe it or not, it's part of the track, Talia. I don't even have to put in my headphones to notice that. It's only periodic. It's very strange, but it's part of the SFC. A door break. Let me clean up my phone real quick here. I just want to do it real quick. I'll forget if I don't. So I'm thinking we probably won't beat Spore today. I don't want to rush. But I already said this is going to be a short stream. If I hadn't started so late, we probably would do this in one shift. Yeah. Because, well, I was asked a weird question. From myself. EA staff fear new Saudi Arabia owners will police their game projects, and they won't get signed because they won't align with what the Saudi government wants. Yeah! This just in. Water is, in fact, wet. No matter what Mockingbird says. Yeah, it's almost like that was a terrible idea from word go. Oh, we could absolutely speedrun it. We're not going to, though. Like I said, I'm not in a rush, and I kind of want to show off a little bit. But we're gonna finish the game tomorrow. There's not much to it. Yeah, someone should have warned them. How could they have possibly known? Stage ranking in chat. Ooh, that's a good question. I suppose I'll be doing that on camera. So one of the things, network play disabled. By the way, yeah, nowadays there's no choice. Network play is just disabled instantly. So some of you remember that I used to have these animated backgrounds that I'd have going on. And I actually used to do a tremendous amount of work and effort to try and find the specifics of like which games I could cover, grab footage from. And I used Just Cause 2, I used Oblivion, I used Skyrim, I used Witcher 3 for a while there because I had programmed to detach the camera from Geralt, stuff like that. One of the ones I always wanted to make work and never really did was Spore. I love the visual of just the galaxy here. But the problem is, getting a shot of it without the stupid new game, the save slots here, was effectively not possible. So at a certain point in time, I just kind of gave up. Now, let's get this out of the way. Do you see all those stars? No, you don't. It's physically impossible to actually see all those stars. But if you could somehow see all those stars, there are many of them. Many, many, many of them. I did actually tell you. Some people used to make challenge runs, if you could call them that, of, colonize the galaxy. I actually know a person who got up to 5,000 stars colonized and gave up. How much of that galaxy do you think was 5,000 stars? One dot. It's not that bad. Because it is still video gamed. It's not completely based off of real life. But it was about, I want to say, 2/3 of one arm. So, like, I don't know if you... Could you see my cursor here? You probably can't. And I can't test. Nope, you don't see my cursor. Okay, whatever. Do you see, like, this gap over here kind of to the lower left of the screen? And then it leads to another gap in the lower right? Like, that stretch right there. That was 5,000 stars colonized. He gave up. I myself kind of started expanding for a while until... I spent quite a while, several days actually, building and building and building, until one day I was firing it up, and on this screen you can kind of see it, and you can see, like, the territory that's yours. And, it was such a tiny little dot. It was, again, you can't see my mouse, but it was like one of those little dot clusters was my entire territory, and I just stared at that for a minute. I was like, what am I doing? Oh my god. Why am I doing this? So I stopped. There are a few things you can do in the space age as far as long-term goals. We'll talk about those when we get there. Because, trust me, the space age will be by far the shortest part of this review, because there's the least to do. Has someone done the entire galaxy? Probably. I mean, I know at least one person did a challenge run where they wiped out the Grok. That, took a while. I don't remember how many star systems the Grok have. It's a lot. Darkest Dungeon 1, and Necronox, and the SNES block. Thank you very, very much, Dr. Winter, for your support. And for making sure that water continues to be wet. Always appreciate, thank you. No, there's several thousands of them. It's ridiculous. But anyways. Oh, this is one of those mutes on all tabs. Can I change that? Can I fix that? No. Well, that sucks. Oh well. Yeah, the space stage... We'll get there. So I've already jotted down positives for the music. Let me go ahead and go over here. I'm going to give a moment positive right now. Don't worry, it's quite a ways from now, but I swear it'll be worth it when we get there. Here we have one of these, one of these, one of these. Possibly 3 of these, actually. Okay, so there's not a lot of options, not a lot to do, so let's go ahead and just start a thing. So when we start a new game, we pick a spot. Eventually you can... eventually you can choose which thing between the stages. At the start we can only do cell stage, obviously, so we're just going to do cell. Now, this is one of the most important decisions you can make in the entire game, believe it or not. Are you a herbivore, or are you a carnivore? Now, We'll talk more about several of the reasons that's important, but this kind of changes the entire rest of the playthrough up until Galaxy Stage. And once you get to Galaxy Stage, this stops mattering. But the paths are cool. We'll talk about the paths. We'll go ahead and start off as... I don't know, I'll let you guys decide. What should we do? Carnivore or herbivore? Or we could work on omnivore. But either way, we have to decide which of these two we start off. You do have to choose one. This is an unavoidable choice. I'm seeing a lot of people push carnivore. Alright. I'm going to choose easy for various reasons. We'll get to that later. We'll call our species... No, we'll call our planet... Lorgrad. There we go. So this looks a lot like a cutscene. This, like almost everything else in the game, is generated. I shouldn't use that word. That word is so tainted nowadays. But you know what I mean, right? This is designed based on bits and pieces of information. That is actually our planet. That is actually the sun, which our planet is orbiting. Like, the camera angles are kind of static, but the things they're pointing at vary based on which place you've picked. Make sense? So we zoom into our ocean. Love this music. And somewhere down in the depths, a tiny creature emerges, and the game begins. So I left the pop-ups up because I've had these turned off for literal years at this point, and I was curious. Throughout Spore, the choices you make impact your future. As a cell, your mission is to grow, eat, and evolve. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I should give Yoshi jumps positives too. Together, this is Civilization 4. No, So yeah, there's our growth bar. You earn DNA points as you eat. You may spend those on new parts to evolve. As you grow larger, your world expands. And that's it. Our first quest, eat 5 things. As you can see, we are barely maneuverable and can barely do anything. There are a couple of other creatures here we can go hunt and kill. Yes, yes. Murder them. Yes, eat of their delicious, tasty flesh. Yes, yes. Good, good. Well, hang on. Let's get some points going here. Yes. Did you love how they screamed in terror as we were approaching them? Oh, yep, immediate upgrade. So now, those things we were at the same level as are now just the size of food, but now there's also bigger creatures, which we have to contend with. At certain phases, you'll also be able to see things that are bigger than you. You don't want to... Yeah, like that. So these give us parts. Now if we're gonna go for omnivore, and I'm gonna kind of show that off a little bit. We want to be kind of specific. We want at least 3 more of these stupid things. We have no weapon though. Maybe we should go ahead and mate early. Let's go ahead and mate early. So the way you mate, the way you evolve, is you go and you hit that button. It makes a mate pop up for you. Correct, this is fully 2D. You have an egg, and now we're at the creature creator. Get used to the creature creator. This is a huge portion of the gameplay is spent on this screen, or rather the variants of this screen. So you'll notice, now this is interesting, we can actually change to a herbivore mouth. Huh. So we can just get rid of that, and now we can eat plants. And we want to have some spikes going on here. Let's go ahead and make those a little bigger. Kind of like, you know what, actually, let's put them back here. Let's expand that, shrink that, and shrink that. And that gives us a bit of a forward-facing place to put our spikes on. You see that? Like that. There we go. And you can do all kinds of stuff here. We only have... So some of these have stats. Some of these are cosmetic. You can see the stats up here. As usual, they don't know how to do UI scaling, so that's why these are extremely tiny. But we have the ability to eat. We have sight. You can get rid of your eyes and no longer have sight. There we go. We have an attack we have the attack and charge. We have a speed of 1, and we're a herbivore. And that's kind of it, actually. That's what we've got. Hi, silly idea. The Kingdom Hearts block does not exist anymore. Would you like to put it towards something else? No. Elizar, this is fantasy magic. It's a fun game, but this is not how you learn about evolution. So we'll put that towards Radiata Stories, off Mortis Ghost, and something else you'll tell me about in a second. I should mention, though, because obviously the game gives you reason and purpose behind making like the most powerful or useful or whatever thing that you can. But you don't have to if you don't really want to. You can do whatever the hell you want to. This is one of those technical hurdles I was just talking about. One of the things that was really difficult for them to make happen was they were having trouble accommodating all of the many, many problems. Chain of memory, you got it. Chains of memories. If the player did anything unusual. In other words, what happens if you decide to go to the creature stage and not have legs? Or eyes? Or multiple mouths? Like, you get the overall problem here, right? Like, there are plenty of ways in which the game... The player could effectively softlock themselves, and they had to design some way in order to make it so that the game was still playable. Amusingly enough, I've actually seen quite a few challenge runs of this game, which all boil down to, what if we don't make a proper creature? You can also become ridiculously overpowered if you know the system and know how to game it. Some of these specific things you can pick are just better for certain playstyles than other things. Like, there are some very overpowered combinations in this game. And if you set yourself up with those, you just destroy everything. You're just death. Until you hit the space stage, when it stops mattering. You're going to hear me say that a lot, by the way. Until we hit the space stage, when it stops mattering. Thank you for the sub, TSB. Always appreciate you. I have jotted that down for Road Warden, Road 96, and Heistgeist. Let's change our colors. Let's get some spots going on. I mean, I don't want to go too much into it, but there's a reason I usually put the game down once I hit the space age. Road Warden, Road 96, and Heistgeist. Okay. I will also put those towards that. Jesus, TSB. Kill him here. Oh yeah, there was a lot of Zerg type stuff. In fact, one of my playthroughs, I actually specifically crafted what was intended to be my nemesis. I was going to go play as another species, but first I made, like, the Xenomorphs, basically. Super hyper-militaristic, ultra-death machines, which could kill anything in just one hit and had all of the most overpowered abilities. Like, the ultra-flying charge that could attack from across the screen, kind of a thing. Yeah, no. They were fun. Thank you again, TSB. Please stop giving me money. I appreciate you. Thank you. So as you can see, we have a few options here. Let's go with... Someone give me a color. Evo, give me a color. Oh, dude, Stellaris was such a game changer. Red. Yes, red. Yeah, I don't want to bash the space stage, but we'll get there, you know? We'll get there. Yeah, no, each stage, several people have called this a game of mini games, and yeah, it kind of is. Okay, hang on. Not that I'm aware of, I see. Don't quote me on that, though. Also, some parts are just noticeably cheaper than other parts in ways that you can then game. We could also do something like, I'm pretty sure we could do it, like if I just get rid of our weapon. Oh no, I can't. We don't have quite enough. Well, if I get rid of our weapon and our sight, I could afford 2 tails. That does actually increase our speed, and fun fact, increased speed is actually really useful in this game. We're not doing that, because I want to kill people. Actually, we're going to put these on the rear, like that. And then, let's go ahead and give ourselves some eyes. There we go. There we go, get some googly eyes going on. What should we call ourselves? Oh. I don't know, Mr. Ed's off making music. Oh, I forgot to say my thank yous. Sorry. Shoutouts and thank yous to me for putting this game on the list, and our people who donated for this, including, but not limited to, Jenna Lynn, Jim Tarpley, Jorge Ruiz, Kenneth R. Beasley, King Hochmeister. I'm going to suck at some of these. I'm so sorry. Leah Chernovets, Levon Plans, Mark Hope, Matthew J., Matthij Flipsay? God, I don't know how to say any of these. Minnie Bees, Nerd Picks, Robert Hart, Ron Hoffman, Ryan Ellis, Ross, Mr. Red, and Wolverale. Thank you for making this run happen. Oh my god. Okay, Lorpian. Alright, let's do that. Lorpian. After the tragic accident which led to Lord Harrimont terrible death at the hands of his 4 beautiful women. I don't know what to put there. How long did it take to get funded? 0 days. Because I funded it the moment I put it on the list. This creature grew from amidst the blood and viscera of what was left of his corpse, languishing in Mr. Red's pool. There we go. Done. Okay, we're cool. Okay. So now we can eat these. Judo Joker, if you want to stick this spiked thing in your vagina, that's your problem. But, so now we start to deal with currents. Terrain is starting to be more of an issue. So there we go, that's what I was looking for. Do you see that big fish? We're just going to chill here for a minute. Whoops. I accidentally just killed someone. I'm so sorry. I honestly didn't mean to do that. Oh, there's a really big one down there. Do you see that? So now this is actually funny. I'm not even sure we can interact with the really big one because he's actually too big. Yeah, he's off the layer of us. He's so huge. However, remember, you can size up like whenever you get big enough. Which means if you're not careful, you could size up right next to one of the behemoths. Yeah, he literally doesn't even see us. We're beneath his notice right now. So we're just going to roam for a second, because I would kind of like to get a couple more parts. You could blaze through the stage in like 5 minutes if you know what you're doing. But I like to hang around a little bit and get all the parts that I can. There's a couple of interesting ones, and they change some of your options for the next scene. How much do we have? We have 11, so if I get... Hang on, let's get 3 more. Sorry, 2 more now. Ah, shoot. Now there's another Giganto one over there. Look at that. Look at that behemoth. Let's scooch up there. So, one thing worthy of note, plant food starts to become more rare later on because you need to be looking for these things. This is actually so cool. You see this? Do you see how much plant food that is? I'm going to show this off briefly. So if you eat this enough to be bigger... Damn it, hang on. Well, okay, maybe I don't actually have enough to get bigger here. Come on. How many do I need? I need like 2 more. No! I do too. You can take your time in these stages as much as you want to, really. In fact, one of my biggest complaints back in the day was it's hard not to speedrun the cell stage. Alright, here we go. Let's go try to grab this. That should push us up. Come on. Eat. Eat. There we go. And now we go back to that thing that was... Ah, it's right there. And now notice how the small ones, which were too big for us to eat, are now edible. And if we go up another thing, that central thing will also become edible. It's just kind of a cool way that they added some visual continuity to that. So yeah, we're starting to see more and more big creatures. Let's go become more of a death machine. Let's start focusing on killing. We're a herbivore, obviously, Seth. Alright, now we're going to go back to being an omnivore, speaking of which. We're going to have 2 like that if we wanted to, but no. Okay, so, we've got spikes on the back, we want spikes in the front. Put our eyes back here now. I know, we'll put the eyes like right in the middle. There we go. And I really wish I had enough for that, but we actually are 6 short. But unfortunately, we need the damage. We absolutely straight up need the damage from these spikes. So we're just going to be slow for a minute. Now you're probably wondering, why am I switching back and forth between herbivore and omnivore? Yeah, see, we're actually slower than these guys. But they have fins. I would like to get those fins. Oh, there's a part, there's a part, there's a part. Get the part, get the part, get the part. Poison! Well, that's almost useless. Okay, that guy sucks. He has an omnivorous part. We're gonna ignore him for a moment. Let's see if we can try and get one of these guys. Come here, come here, come here. Die, monsters. Come back. God, they're so much faster than me. That's the problem. There we go. There's the wings. Okay, that's good. We actually want those. Let's see if we can get... I think we can get 5 more without evolving. We don't want to go up another step yet. So let's go ahead and eat a little bit more plant meat. Or, not plant meat, sorry. Meat, not plant meat. What the hell, Lore? So this will be 13. Oh, hey, it's another us. Toyo Jungle. Does not sound familiar to me. By the way, fun fact, you can very slowly kill these really big guys. There's almost no reason to do so, because you can't eat them. They're too big for you to digest. Alright. Let's go ahead and have babies. We're just playing Lord Haramont again, that's what this is. Listen, it's meat. What's the issue here? Oh, Tokyo Jungle. Still have not heard of that. Okay, so now we have Poison, which is not actually great, but we do have Scylla, which gives us fast turning. Same speed, but same price. In other words, there's no reason not to get this instead of the thing. And in fact, now we can afford 2 of them. So now our speed is up to 2, and we can rotate quickly. Let's go. Let's go murder. So... you're probably wondering why I keep going back and forth on meat versus the other thing. So check out this. I know several people who don't even know this screen exists. So, what you might not see there is we have herbivore, omnivore, carnivore. So this screen is interesting, and this, you can just kind of play and not worry about it, but you can also design around this and completely change your playthrough up until the space stage. So, whatever you do in the creature stage, yeah, I was about to comment on that. It's whatever you do in the creature stage changes your alignment between herbivore, omnivore, and carnivore. And it's always going to be that green, blue, red. Those three colors are consistent. We can see right here, so currently we're actually an omnivore, which is great. So in the next stage, as a creature, we will have the ability to summon a flock in order to help us fight. This will also give us the flying fish ability to summon a bunch of fish during the tribal stage. It'll give us the static bomb, which immobilizes vehicles, turrets, and buildings during the city stage. And the generalist, which gives you a discount on all standard equipment in the space stage. Basically nothing. Like I said, it doesn't matter in the space stage. Not really. But all of these three things can noticeably and demonstrably change your playstyle. If you go herbivore, you get Siren's Song, which actually enthralls all nearby creatures so you can socialize with them more in the creature stage. A Refreshing Storm, which actually replenishes the food stock of naturally spawning food in the tribal stage, and the Healing Aura, which repairs all your vehicles and buildings in the Civ stage. Carnivore gets Raging Roar, which makes everyone around you run, which is not actually all that useful, to be honest with you. Traps, which gives you another meat source in the tribal stage. And Invulnerability, which makes all of your vehicles impervious to damage temporarily in the civilization stage. And I suppose, just for the sake of it, the herbivore space stage is immediate negotiation discount on all social tools, and the carnivore one gives you increase in effectiveness of all weapons. So it's actually very similar to Ben 1i, because if it's not obvious, at each phase of evolution, we will have another option to pass. And you could do whatever you want here. You could design your way through these, or do whatever. Part of the problem is these are all relatively lacking. Again, this is the beginnings of a good idea, as I've said many times before. If anything, what I might give is a positive for the entire chain. Instead of what should be is you give positives for like each step in the chain. It's like, oh, I get this cool ability. Or do I want this cool ability over here? Oh, I want this cool thing. And it's like, whatever. Right now we're on path for Omnivore. I'm fine with that. I actually kind of want to go find and kill an Omnivore. So let's see. We've got... Oh, here we go. Yeah, like you. Here, come here. Die. Come here and die. Oh, he's got jets. Oh, he's got jets. Hang on, hang on. We're faster than you. Let's see. Yeah, no, exactly, Anosians. That's going to be a running theme. Spore is neat, but ultimately kind of... simple, I think is the word I want to use there. I'm sorry, I was chewing on that word for a while there. There we go. And there's the jet. Perfect. Honestly, I think we're actually going to go ahead and just try to put on the jet right now. Yeah, no, I said this earlier. If this game came out now with proper backing and proper development, I think this would be much better. Okay, so let's get rid of one of those. So the jet is a little more expensive, but it's so much faster. Let's go ahead and put the jet on the back there. Always looked weird, so we're just going to shrink it. Or expand it, maybe? Shrink. Shrink is the right way to go. Well, I mean, assuming this came out from like an indie studio, which actually knows what they're freaking doing. Okay, so we've got some more speed, which is great. I actually agree completely, IOC. Now let's see if we could get the Omni here. We probably can't. Oh, never mind. There it is. Do we want to just commit to being an omnivore? What do you think, guys? Should we eat meat? Or should we eat everything? If you get right up on one of these guys, you can very, very slowly kill them. Is it like half health? I just want to show off that you can do this. There we go, we killed him, see? And we get absolutely nothing for that, because he is too big for us to eat. I told you. I don't want to show it off. I'm seeing yeses. So let's go ahead, let's go have sex. Yeah, imagine Starfield, but it's actually worth a damn, and you've kind of got Spore. So, of course, the proboscis is more expensive. We're going to have to get rid of that. But I accept. So the proboscis lets us eat anything. Okay. So... yeah, I guess we're kind of done at the moment. Let's go ahead and just go. Let's check... hang on, what's our path right now? We're firmly on the omnivore path. We can eat a little bit more and not worry about losing it. Oh my god, we can't even push against that current. It's such a current, we can't even push against it. Oh my god. Yeah, we need some evolutionary points. So let's go eat some plants. Yeah, so we can't eat these meat chunks anymore. We have to actually absorb their nutrients directly from inside their delicious flesh. Like that. Delicious flesh. Yeah, aiming with this mouth is kind of a hard mode thing. Back in the day, I know this isn't really true anymore, but back in the day, a lot of people considered Omnivore to be like the cheaty method because all of its powers were like super good. But time and meta have developed a little bit, so that's not really true anymore. The meta has moved on, for lack of a better way to put it. Alright, so we've got all the parts. That's what I wanted. Let's go ahead and just eat some stuff so we can make the best thing we can here. Notice we're getting more and more weird designs the further up we go, the closer we get to the surface. Oh wait, that's us. We don't want to eat ourselves. Yeah, the thing is, if you get in someone's hitbox, they're dead. That's the advantage of the proboscis right there. Like, you will eat them before they have a chance to react. Which is exactly as horrifying as it sounds. Hey, there's the red guy. You almost always see him in this stage. The guy kind of in the background over here. You see him? Yeah, you don't deal with him. You don't want to deal with him. Don't mess with him. In fact, let's get away from this area. Let's go find some other prey. Oh shoot. Alright. Yep. Let's not. Yep, now we got the purple guys. Notice that you probably haven't even noticed, by the way, the music has been Yoshi drumming every stage up we go. Every time we go up another layer, the music changes. Uh-oh. No! Notice the plants are starting to resemble actual plants instead of just plant molecules now. If it's not obvious, for whatever reason, I don't have a good way to put a finger on it, I kind of like this stage the best. It's probably the most realized of the stages, and I think that's part of why. Most of the other stages feel like insert other game, but simpler, right? Like, the tribal stage feels like baby's first RTS, and the civilization feels like baby's first civilization game. But this game feels like its own game. And there is a decent amount of depth here, and you can spend quite a while in here, or, again, like 5 minutes, and just blaze through it immediately. And yeah, this is 2008, so it's a nice colorful game for the era, too. Going back to what we mentioned with Sims 3. Alright, let's go ahead and try and find like one more thing. We should also upgrade us a step. Ooh, we really bounced off that. Let's go ahead and eat these. Maybe? Hello? There we go. Oh, one more. Sorry, one more. There we go. Alright. So we have all the parts available. Obviously, at this point, it's whatever, but these will also affect what we have access to when we go topside. Also, you can kind of cheat. The more parts you have when you leave this stage, the more bonus parts you can build when you get to the next stage. I know, right, Cheetah Joker? It's kind of weird to think about. I mean, it did start development in 2000. What we want is we want more everything. So we can't have that. So let's go ahead and grab... Hang on, how much do we have? Well, we don't have a lot, do we? Let's go ahead and grab these. What's our... Hang on. Oh, I can't see from here. We're still an omnivore. It's fine, it's whatever. I kind of want to get another one. Or another one of those. Let's just go ahead and stick with that for now. We got 7 right now, so if we get 8 more, we can add 1 more part. And that's probably going to be our cap for this run. Yeah, as we're starting to get to the point where we're starting to have to deal with the real stuff. Careful there, buddy. By the way, you'll notice another little cool thing is the further up you go, the more of your own species you see. If you remember, at the very, very bottom level, the only other member of your species you would see would be the one you called when you try to mate. When you go up a level, you start to see some of you randomly, and nowadays, we're all over the place. We are everywhere. Okay, fine. Just for you, Mook. Let's go ahead and die. So, this is what death looks like. One of the downsides of Spore, and I mean this, is there is no penalty to failure. At, like, any of the stages, really. You just don't. You just start over. You just keep going. If you die in the creature stage, you hatch as a new egg back at the previous area. If you die in the tribal stage, I actually don't know what happens. I never have. Ditto for Civ. I don't know what happens if you die at the Civ stage. And if you die here, you just make a new egg and keep going. I know that sounds weird, but there kind of does need to be some kind of detriment, some kind of consequence for failure. Otherwise, the player's going to fall into a why bother loop. And you never want your player to fall into the why bother loop. Yeah, I'm going to have to make a point of testing that this particular playthrough. How are we doing here, speed much? We're almost done with the stage. We're still firmly an omnivore. Cool, cool. I'm with it. Let's go ahead and get one last part. And do we want speed or spikes? What do you think, guys? Do we want another spike, or do we want speed? Yes. Yes! For real, though, what should we do? Speed. Oh my god, okay, yeah, speed it is. Let's just speed it up. There we go. Quadruple speed is, I believe, pretty much the max. I think you can actually get up to 5 if you sacrifice everything else, which we're obviously not going to do. Yeah, so we can just chase down anything at this point. Hey, what's up? What's up, buddy? Nom, nom, nom. Yeah, there's no escape. There's no escape. Come here, come here. Nom, nom, nom. Yeah, speed is actually pretty overpowered, just like it is in most games. By the way, you notice you're starting to see actual observable, like, sand and, I don't remember what they're called. Shelled creatures in the background. as we're getting closer and closer to the surface. Really? I see. That's interesting. Oh, here we go. We have developed a brain. No, I'm serious. That's actually what just happened. So now we can go up. We have, as you can see, we're pretty much dead middle, which is where I wanted to be. And it kind of shows you the path of what you've done, where you got which parts, etc., etc. That's also our death. Keeps track of our deaths. Gotta have that. Very important. Alright, so that was about 1/4 of the game. Now, by memory, the creature stage is the longest. So we'll see how long we spend there. I already mentioned that. I'm going to go against the grain. I think that whole section feels like it's a double positive stage. There's enough moving pieces and enough replayability that I think that's a double positive stage. I'm kind of going to commit to that. I agree with the history screen. I'm not sure what I would put this under. Yeah, me too, Paranoid Android. Me too. Because, like, it's kind of cool. Info in game, kind of like, because it's like it's tracking what you did. That feels almost like a narrative thing to me, right? That feels like a story axis thing. I mean, obviously this has an impact on gameplay, but really the primary function is this is where we started, right? Then we turned into this when we evolved the first time. We got the spike, right? We get turned into this, then turned into this. Then we lost one of our wings and our spikes in order to get the jet, and then we move here and move here. And yeah, it's our history. Let's call this storytelling mechanic. This feels story. Yeah, no kidding. And yeah, we also have the calendar, which is a nice touch. So here's 0, and there's 300 million years, and then 900 million years, and then 1.2 billion years, and over here is at 3.1 billion years into our history. So now we get our babies first. So this is actually technically its own separate creator thing. We'll have a proper creature creator soon. So you notice now they give different abilities. Bite and sing for the proboscis, for example. Charge, spit, charm, sprint, jump, sneak, sight, and obviously legs, which adds speed. You also do not have to have legs, as I've mentioned before. Legs are actually take up most of your development points, so if you don't want to, you know. So let's go ahead. I don't actually know. I usually I have a plan in mind when I sit down and kind of design a creature. I don't have a plan this time, so let's just kind of play this by ear. Let's kind of get some things going on here. Let's get a color. Someone else give me a color. In fact, give me 3 colors. I need 3 colors, so I need 3 people to give me a color is what I actually mean by that. So it'll be white, purple, and oh, that's flying by, and blue. All right, there we go. There's our look. This is us. This is us. I like it. Okay. Notice it doesn't even do the rendering when you're doing the editing. That was actually a really smart technical decision, because while you're doing stuff like this or this, having to do all that rendering on the fly would have absolutely killed it, right? So this creature creator is insane. It is probably the single best character creator of all of them. If any of these are going to be a triple positive, this is it. Like, this is the one that deserves it. It's also astonishingly intuitive, and just you can do so much with it. It's absolutely bonkers what you can do with this. Yeah, no, you can make all kinds of stuff with this. Let's kind of make our wings really big here. There we go. I'm going to fail miserably at even coming close to showing off how absolutely insane the stuff is you can pull off with this. And it's all super easy to control, too. That's the best part. I've seen people try to make humanoids. Does that count? And then let's kind of face our eyes forward. There we go. Don't have bird eyes. So there's our mouth. Move the mouth up a little bit. Or maybe like, no, I don't like that. Maybe, hang on, let's actually do this. Let's grab that. Let's put the horn up in our head, actually. Like that. There we go. Now let's go ahead and put this back on our mouth, like this. Oh yeah, just big old mouth. We're just ready to eat. We're ready to go. No, I'm kidding. Let's actually make it much smaller. And then let's make the tip of this smaller to accommodate that, and the tip of this smaller to accommodate that. I don't know what nightmare creature we're making here. It's just coming together. It's just coming together. I don't remember what the jets give us. Sprint. We do want sprint. So... let's get our back jets going on there. There we go. Need a little bit more of that. And we still have enough for legs. Okay, so we've got Brawny, Philetta, and Thundercalf. Let's do this one. We have legs, but they're really in a dumb place. So let's fix that. Hang on. So let's make you taller. There we go. Can you leave the water? Yeah, we'll see in a second. Okay, hang on. Kind of put that closer to there. Kind of narrow looking legs, but like much bigger thighs. Much bigger thighs. I want thighs. Oh yeah, thighs for days. Check that out. And then let's kind of mess with the tail a little bit. No, Paranoid Android. No one would ever. No one would ever. Okay, kind of scooch that up and then scooch that down like that. Can we shrink this a little bit? Yeah, we can, just a bit. There we go. And here, what do we actually look like now? Let's get the rendering. What do we think? What do we think? Kill it quick! Kill it quick! It's the only way. I like it. Let's do it. Let's commit. Here's some of the creatures we will be seeing. It would say the name of who created these creatures if the online mode existed. Yes, emerge from the blood ocean, my minions. Yep, you only get Max's stuff, or I think you can still get your own stuff, but obviously I haven't made anything, because, you know. Okay, yep, blah, blah, blah. So we have our objectives, and yeah, now we play the creature stage. We get parts from bones. Yes, I know how to play the game, thank you. Sorry. We could get arms. Arms are a thing. We could also eat. They always start you with a dead creature nearby, if you're a carnivore, and plants, if you're a herbivore. No food is guaranteed after this point. So we have mating call, we have jump, because of the fact that we have the wings, and we have sprint because of the fact that we have the jets. We also have the access to the sing ability, or we can bite people and charge them. Yeah, if you die, you just go back to your latest nest. And I'd say latest nest because there's several. Notice we have a mini-map in the lower left. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't realize that was a mini-map, because it's kind of bad. So I said I'd show this off. Now that we're at the creature stage, we can see what we get if we evolve in each of these paths going forwards. So if we go up to social, for the tribal stage, we will have the ability to set off fireworks, which increases our rep with the neighbors, which is actually pretty useful for getting the tribal stage over with as quickly as possible. You'll also get the ability to raise your relationship with the nation you target in the Civ stage, and make all your colonies happy and reduce likelihood of revolt in the space stage. If you go Omni, you can allow the chieftain to enchant animals who will help you socialize or fight, which is basically useless. Bribe Bomb, which causes enemy vehicles within the bomb's radius to attack each other. Or the ability to make interstellar travel slightly zippier, also known as basically the most overpowered ability of the entire game, if you care about the space phase. If we go Carnivore, we gain Fire Bombs, which doesn't really, is kind of useless. Mighty Bomb, which damages all buildings and vehicles in its radius, and the ability to increase your spaceship's total health in the space phase. And yes, now our time frame has changed slightly. I suppose I'm not going to go for anything in particular. I'm just going to kind of play and we'll see what happens. Oh, we got some eyelids. Got some eyeballs. My primary goal is to get as many parts as possible, so I'm not going to be eating too many people yet. Hello? They're kind of question marky to us. We'll leave them alone. You do not matter to me, little creature. Fly, fly free. You'll also notice most of the creatures we find in the early part are actually relatively weak. That's very much on purpose. Okay, so that's a new mouth. Oh, by the way, the fact that we are coded in as omnivore changes which parts spawn in the creature stage. In other words, we will only get omnivore parts. So there's multiple different carnivore parts, omnivore parts, and herbivore parts, and that's the only real limitation you get from choosing it. Because otherwise, you can just kind of go up and down the path as you go. Yeah, exactly, silly idea. I said we'd talk about the difficulty. I suppose it's a good time to talk about it. So the difficulty options, to my knowledge, barely change anything in the cell stage. In fact, I should double-check that. Because I have nothing in my mind for what that does for the cell stage. I know what it does in the creature and tribal and civ. Yeah, so in the creature stage, we're going to have more epics spawn. We'll probably see those later. Creatures have higher HP than you, which is far more grindy than it sounds, and almost every creature will be set to automatically hostile or actually unsociable. In other words, you cannot socialize with them, which just barely changes anything if you're omnivore or carnivore. Tribal changes the timer, which determines when they make their opinion. We'll show that off when we get there. In the civilization stage, you can take less actions before enemy civs start to spawn. That's interesting. Enemy places have more health, of course. Enemy nations are all aggressive. That's unsurprising. And in space, it lowers your HP. That's I mean, I don't know. What are you thinking? Wash? That feels like a wash to me, honestly. Like, there's not a lot going on there, but it's not actively bad. I don't know, I could be talked into a negative, because if you play on hard mode, all you're really doing is playing in a mode that is going to push you to a specific playstyle. Like, that's really all it changes. If you play as a full red race, you'll barely even notice that anything happened. Probably one of the only things I don't like about the creature stage is we have the least music during the creature stage. Like, we had this wonderful, beautiful ambiance during the cell stage, and now it's just gone. So, yeah... Why have I replayed this game so much? I think it's because I'm stupid. No, like, for real, I don't have a really good answer to that question. There's a lot of permutations for how you can play the stages up to space. And it is kind of unique, and it is kind of fun to go and just kind of play and figure stuff out, right? Oh no, I would do something different each playthrough. Because each of these mini-games does have several permutations. Like I said, there's several different ways you can go through them. Yeah, the game is kind of weird, and it is kind of different, and it's kind of unique, and that's it. That's how it is. That's what it is, you know? I would love a proper remake of this game, and it would need a remake, not a remaster. Like, even little things, like all these trees and stuff, these aren't... a selection of trees was designed for this planet we're at right now. So these can vary substantially, depending on your playthrough. Oh, we got the bug eye. Oh, there's our first honest-to-goodness flyers over there. Are these... So, the problem is, this stage... So, okay, let's talk about the specifics here on the creature stage. So we have two basic choices for dealing with the other creatures we find. We can kill them all, just genocide them straight up and eat them, or we can sing to them. Believe it or not, singing is substantially harder. The reason why is because if you kill, you can kind of work your way towards victory. Like, let's say you're fighting 4 enemies in an alpha. Well, that sucks, but you can kill one of the enemies, and now you're fighting 3 enemies in an alpha. Or 2 enemies in an alpha, or whatever, right? There is a degree of tactics that can make you capable of fighting above your weight limit, right? If you're singing to them, it's just a straight challenge. It's more of a skill check than anything else. You have to do a specific, oh god, what do they call it? Simon Says kind of a thing. And that becomes much, much harder, and in some cases, actually impossible for some of the later groups. Like, it's actually impossible to sing good enough in order to be able to actually sway some of the groups to your side. So you have to go find another group. And you can, of course. Yep, like those alphas, they require more convincing. Now, you can get an alpha on your side, but that takes its own little thing and isn't always consistent. Now, I don't mind that. I don't mind the idea of, okay, so it's harder to be peaceful. I would probably want a Spore 2 more than a Spore R. But my point is, this is a game that doesn't need a remaster. The gameplay is just fine right now. There's nothing really wrong with it as is. It doesn't... No remaster is going to improve this, right? What I want is a little more in-depth than that. Yes, fine, let's have sex. Whatever. Are you allowed to be a virgin? No. Your species will die if they do not continue to propagate. We do... So, you see how many new parts there are? There are many. Many, 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 many new parts. As you can see, all of them give something, but most of them just give health. Like the cosmetic stuff just increases your health. These scimitars are insane, by the way. And yeah, we have so many more to unlock. That's kind of my point. There's a lot here. No, Lord Hammer, we never tried for it. So we probably want some hands. The problem is we have nothing to lose. Like, we actually can't lose anything right now. How much does our proboscis give? 25. So we could go to a bird, a whatever that is, Saurus, Simp, or whatever that is. Let's go with bird. Yeah, a little wider. Oh, there we go. Yeah, no, it takes an extraordinarily long time to gather all the parts. And unfortunately, it is per playthrough, not per account. I do agree that that is something that is not good. There should be some way to, like, unlock them per your account. So when you do another playthrough, you just have all the parts. This is a personal thing. I like to do a few cosmetic changes, even if I don't have the parts, the points to do much else. Because I just don't like, you know, not changing anything any given playthrough. By the way, the placement of all this stuff is purely cosmetic at this point. It only mattered in the cell stage. I could put this horn, like, back here on his tail, and he still does a melee attack, right? Oh, and before you ask, yes, you do have an undo button. And a redo button. We do have a glide thing. We don't actually have glide yet, though. Huh? Oh, right, yeah. Sorry, we're still kind of in tutorial land. I forgot about that. Alright, let's go be peaceful. Hey, you, join me. Hang on, switch over here. Switch over here. There we go. Alright, come on. Come on, let's go, let's go. Let's go mind control some people. Alright, hi. I believe the mouth you choose changes their voice. Don't quote me on that, though. Yes, I know, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so, let's talk. So the first few ones are really easy to do in terms of progression. So you'll also notice we immediately had a part, which we got from increasing our rep with them. We're now happy with them. Yay! One more. So you notice all we're doing early on is convincing one member of their tribe to be with us. Let's go ahead and just convince that guy over there, the Alpha. Join us, please. I'm trying to get him to join our pack. Come on. Maybe. No, can't come on. Oh god, I don't have the... You're right, I don't have the pack yet. Alright, let's go hit up this place over here. We'll start with an alpha, sure. Also, if some of their people die, you can't actually convince them to join you because you can't re-sing to someone you've already sung to. So... That's right, our brain grew inside our skull. We are now dead from internal hemorrhaging. Okay, now we can do a pack. Okay, so we have a pack size of 1. I think I saw an alpha here. Did I? Yep, right there. Please join me. We are very excited about this, as you can tell. I actually like the cartoony aesthetic, for whatever that's worth. Alright, so we now have a pack. Let's go see if we can convince someone else. Okay, these guys look like hellish, nightmarish death dooms. Let's ally with them. Oh, he brought allies. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, okay, no, we cannot succeed at that. That's actually impossible. Straight up. So let's try someone else. Someone closer to the camp. I haven't seen any spaceships yet. I'm kind of sad. Try over here. Oh yeah, funny thing, it's kind of hard to go in a straight line in this game. I know that sounds weird, but it's because of the way that they do curvatures, I guess? Hang on. If you bully one off to the side, it is possible to try and only... So, you notice how earlier the problem was they were combining together? Well, the more of them that there are, the more difficult it is to ally with them. Duh, I suppose. Problem is, you don't want that. So you can bully some of them off to the side, and they'll call for help. But if they call for help and it takes too long for them to show up, they'll actually stall out, run out of time, and then you won't actually have to deal with the whole pack. Doesn't always work, but it's something I've had to do several playthroughs in order to be able to social my way through this stage. Don't worry, we're just stealing your parts. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Looking for parts, looking for parts. Let's see if we can do an alpha. I don't get mad at that. Oh yeah, by the way, these are turn limited. You only get so many turns to impress them. If you don't, then you fail. Hands. We just got hands, which is good. We also have a decent number of evolution points, so I'm probably going to go ahead and try to evolve in a second here. After we unify ourselves with this particular pack. You may or may not notice he did something other than sing there, by the way. Unfortunately, all we have is singing. So we were kind of brute forcing some of these. Uh-oh. So these are eggs. These guys haven't spawned yet. Whatever these guys are, these are a higher tier, which is problematic. So we're gonna go evolve. Let's go evolve. Yes, internal system error. All right, so let's have sex. You can skip that, by the way. All right, so we have better legs, but what I really want is arms. You know, with crappy arms for the moment, because I'm just really low on parts. We're going to get rid of the spikes now. The arms will replace those. There we go. Look. And we can now have pose 3, which is really nice, actually. So let's rip off our hands and replace them with these so we can have pose. And we also need dance, which is, we're going to want, there we go, the palm walker for dance. Or the two-paw. Let's go with the two-paw. Rip off our feet really quick. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Perfect. And let's make our hands bigger. Gotta have really giant, meaty paws. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Much better. Yes. Yes. This is correct. We also have we need giant shoulders. Giant shoulders here. Kind of on the back end, you know, like that. I think we can actually get rid of that right now. Because we already have the wings. We don't need them. Let's rotate these a little bit. There we go. This is just... Hi, free. What else can we do right now? We could have a higher charge or a spit or attack. We might kill people. We might have to kill people later, but for right now, let's try to raise our social stats. Although I do like the idea of getting actual wings. Can we afford that? We can't afford it. Let's do that. Let's just get some real wings. There we go. I have no idea. No sense. I got nothing. There we go. Wings get. On our jets. That's kind of weird. We need the tail whip here. Hang on. We don't want it there. We want it over here. There we go. Make a huge, huge tail. Biggest tail ever. There we go. Check that tail out. Okay, so with this setup, because this is affecting our stats, remember, we now have Sing 1, Dance 2, Charm 2, Pose 3. Barely any health, decent speed, no real attack to speak of, but we can glide and jump. We could upgrade to a better singing beak. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, absolutely, Judo Joker. No, this game actually sold quite well. 1.14 million copies is nothing to sneeze at. But that was way less than was expected, and this game was an 8-year development time. It was not cheap. So there's a reason the game didn't really receive the kind of support it needed to actually turn into a game. I know what we're going to do. Hang on. Oh, are we already at the max? We're at the now. It was also quite pirated at the time. Before you ask, no, I didn't. There we go. Perfect. We're going to leave the eyes here. Fun fact, if you get rid of these eyes, you cannot get them back. All the new eyes are not that. So... I like how the ears literally provide no benefit, by the way. They just cost resources. Yeah, let's see if we can actually get better arms really quick here. Yeah, we can. Let's go and get better arms. Why not? Yes. Yes. Perfect. My minion. Yep. Nope. I'm pretty happy with this. So. The creature stage doesn't really let you languish. It doesn't let you just sit around. Not until the very, very last stage. Very last phase of the creature stage. Because what keeps happening is the rest of your pack moves on to another nest, and so now you have an objective to go to the other nest. And that's going to keep happening, like I said, until we're at the very end of the creature stage. Now, amusingly, our pack guy here is actually kind of crap compared to us. We just have so many better stats. Yes, we've actually birthed another species with us. Yeah, it's Simon Says. The social aspect is Simon Says. Do what they do. Alright, now. I need you to leave the group. I don't actually remember how to do that. Oh, here we go. Just get out of the group. Alright, there we go. I need you to join the group. There we go. Nope. Maybe? Oh, I gotta dance. I don't remember which one. Okay, two's dance. There we go. Okay, join me. Join me in glorious harmony. Together we will conquer this pathetic world. Yeah, so we can glide now. The main benefit for gliding is it is much faster than pretty much any other option. Like, it's probably not obvious, but we are going way faster than just walking on the ground. Like, look at that. Look at that difference. Fun fact, most creatures are either hostile or cautious when you approach. You kind of prefer... Yeah, they glide now. You kind of prefer it when they're hostile if you're playing red. Because, obviously, that way you could just start fighting them and break them apart. It's much easier to fight one or two, rather than the entire pack. Why would you be so cautious of this thing? Oh yeah, we saw a stick a second ago, which we could pick up, but eh. Okay, so sing... Yeah, we're way better singers than you, buddy. Oh, hey, is that a baby? That is a baby. Babies are even easier to convince than normals. What's up? Join us. Join us. Suffer me now. Alright, let's go ahead and migrate. I never really... Well, I shouldn't say it. I usually... That's actually what I meant to say. I usually plan out what I want to do with a given species. For this playthrough, it's been kind of difficult, but I've been trying to just kind of play it by ear and let things happen as they do. So we've kind of accidentally into the social route. We made it! Look at the size of that nest. Our nest is so big, you don't even know. You don't even know. Now, if we die, we'll spawn here. Hang on, I'm having an idea. What if we eat other species? Actually, out of curiosity, what are our combat stats? Terrible! We have bite 1 and 25 health. Yeah, we can't fight for beans. We are incapable. We're also getting way up there, so if we want to stay in here... I don't know, what do we feel like? Chat, what are we feeling? Should we keep being social? Or should we give in to the dark side of the creature phase and begin murdering everything and all? Oh god, it's raining. I haven't seen a ship. Or an epic creature. Yeah, by the way, the LOD in this game is actually extremely aggressive because of how much it's rendering at the same time. Again, this game is kind of crazy for 2008. I'm a little shocked it looks as good as it does. That's true, we can ranch in tribal. But I'm seeing most people are saying social. Alright, let's socialize it up. So, here's some people who are hostile to us. That's good, that's good. So they start off kind of aggressive, but they've got a baby. Let's talk to their baby. Hello, baby. There we go. Oh god, that would be awful if True Kiroi noise. Okay, so they're not hostile anymore. Come on, let's go, let's go. Yeah, we're way better singers than you are, buddy. Why does that not surprise me, Clover? Ooh, better wings. Oh, much better wings. Oh, I want those. Those are good wings, too. Oh, yeah, by the way, I should mention this. The game pays attention to what you have on and prioritizes giving you parts that are improvements to your existing parts. That is both a good and a bad thing. Because if you want to switch around parts and try something new, you kind of got to start from scratch. But if you want to improve your current playstyle, then you're well on your way to doing that. We do have a decent amount of DNA right now. Let's head back to the this way, I think. Where the heck is it? Yeah, there it is. Let's go have sex. It does encourage replayability. This is another game that's probably going to get at least 2 replay positives. As weird as that sounds for a game with this relative lack of depth, this is a very replayable game. We will beat this game tomorrow, Mr. Red. Guaranteed. Yes to Quack. So now we can have Sing 4, for example. And meanwhile, if we wanted to switch to combat, we only have access to Bite 3 back here. But what I want to do is wings. Where's my wings? Where's my wings? I want my wings. Ooh. That's actually pretty good. But no. Wings. Wings. Priority on the wings. Alright, so let's get rid of those. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at those. These aren't even the best wings. I might get rid of the jets. Yeah. Let's get rid of the jets for right now. That's a sports joke, if you didn't catch that. Alright, okay, yep, we are an abomination. Can I put jets under the wings? I could, actually. But I won't. We could add another set of arms. It'd just be cosmetic, but we could do it. Let's improve our feet first. Because we actually want stats at this phase. Do we have anything better there? Nope. Anything better there? Not really. Eyes are cosmetic. We do have access to a better mouth, but it's too expensive. What? Bot! Bot! Is Brigwin there? Will Brigwin kill the bot? Or will the bot be destroyed by the Lore Runner? Only time will tell. Ah, there we go. Okay. That is actually true, Celidia. That's valid. I didn't think about that, and you are correct. You can also do the same with legs. In fact, inspiration. Inspiration. Let's scooch this forward. Let's have an adorable niece walk in. Let's move the water out of the way. Scooch isn't good. Let's attack the niece with hugs. Big hugs. How are you? What's going on?
Hayla is being super loud and crying because
Don't get distracted. Finish your thought.
Well, Mom took her thing away because, well, she started eating a brownie, Mommy's brownie.
Ooh.
And then, well, Mommy had to throw half of it away. She thought she was being rewarded, and she took a bite.
Gotcha.
So that's why. So Mama took her cheetah costume away.
Aw. I imagine she was not happy about that.
Nope.
Let's make that a little
And
bit.
that's why she's. What are you making?
Good question. What do we call this abomination? Let's make it more forward leaning. There we go.
Why are his eyes on his belly?
You're right. We should put them on his belly. There we go. Good idea. I agree completely. So like right here, and then we'll make him look forward. Like
That
this.
looks gross.
Yes. Yeah. No, I agree. That's terrible. Let's put him on his arms. Much better.
I've seen a monster like that before.
We're not trying to make a monster. He's actually a peaceful creature, believe it or not. No,
I've
really.
seen a monster like that. It looks good because it makes it kind of look like it has muscles.
There we go. Check it out. Centaur mode. Hell yeah.
That looks like an alien.
It probably does qualify as an alien, yes. Like if we think about what we're doing here.
We should have
Alright.
put the eyes on his head.
Alright, now we can make another foot. Oh, there's the feet. So we've already got good... Is there anything like good attack feet? Oh, there is actually. We get to charge. Does anything increase our speed? Yes, right there. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Horse hooves or webbed feet?
Webbed feet because then it can run across water.
You got it. Let's rip his feet off and then replace them.
Oh, that
with
looks
these.
so hard. And then the attack feet.
And let's do that really quick. No, actually, it won't know how to deal with that. Speaking from experience, the animations will try very hard to do what they think they're supposed to do. I could technically... You know what? Hang on. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do chicken feet. Chicken legs for the back here. Whoops. Okay, hang on. I need to make him taller.
Then we need to rip the feet off.
Yeah, we'll rip the feet off in a second. Hang on.
That looks it sounds very painful.
Yeah, don't worry. There's no pain here. See? And they just happen.
Oh,
Just go.
he's okay?
And now it's just hovering there like, huh?
Huh?
But then, boop, there we go. See, we're good. Ta-da! We have made
Now we need
an
the
abomination.
Now we need the attack feet.
Well, we don't have enough resources for the attack feet. We also need more legs to make attack feet. So we're just gonna go with this for now. You know what? I don't like the eyes being on the arms.
Yeah.
Let's do one eye right in the middle there.
Yeah, that looks kind of better.
Yeah, what do we call this creature?
Let's call it Let's call it Sick Romana.
Sick Romana. Done. Now let's go ahead and recolor it. Alright, I'm going to let you decide on the pattern, okay? So there's 3 patterns, okay? Don't pick colors. We're changing the colors. I need you to just pick the pattern. So right now we've got this pattern, for example, right? With the scales on it.
Yeah.
So we've got stripes, we've got dots, we've got like spackled, we've got armored shell. There's like that weird thing. We got slick shell.
Since it doesn't have the tack things, let's do the armored.
Okay, so let's see. So we've got like thick skin right there, and kind of armored, and then like this armor one, and then this armor one. Which one should we do?
Hold on. So let's do the rough skin, the layered
Okay.
skin.
Weird skin, you got it, which was right here. Now, chat, I need some colors. Alright, so our first color will be orange. Our second color will be something, black.
Black.
And our third color will be blue. Let's see what that looks like. I don't even see the blue. Where's the blue? Oh, it's down here, I guess?
Yeah.
I don't really see it.
Let's do just blue.
Oh, there it is. It's just not showing up. Yeah, by the way, you can actually, there's actually even more color options than it looks like. Oh, I could change the details. I'm so stupid. Let's add... Let's actually go with spots. I like spots. Let's do spots. Unless they have stripes. Do they have stripes? Not really. Oh, kind of. But no, let's stick with these. Let's stick with this.
Yeah, that looks good.
I am with it. We are now Abomination 2.0.
Wait, what's the name again? I can't really...
Sikramana is the name you came up with.
Aww.
We're born. We do look Sikramana.
Wait, did we grow up?
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's see if we can get... Do we have our own alpha? We do. Let's try and get our own alpha here.
Ah! He started flying! Our baby started flying! The baby started flying.
Yep, but that's okay. Okay, we now have 2 in our pack, including an alpha, and we can fly really far now. Look at that. Alright, let's go conquer the world. Alright, guys. We're all hostile. Oh, yeah? I challenge you. Oh my god, that's probably impossible.
What is? Wait, is it a dance battle?
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. That's, in fact, yeah, no, that's not happening. Okay, nope. We're gonna take your parts and we're gonna leave. Bye. That's not happening. Let's go over here, take some more parts.
Go to new people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we just got the next wing upgrade. That's nice. We can't afford it yet, but we got it. We could do it with Flock. It's true. And we've got another guy right here who's also hostile. Let's go ahead and try it. So let's go ahead and pop Flock. Wong. Alright, the Flock has been summoned. Let's sing to these guys before they start killing us.
La 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 la.
Oh, hang on. I don't know if we're going to sing or dance or whatever. We're going to do something. Okay, pose. Ooh, that's actually still pretty close. Sing. I think we can manage this, because our sing is really high. And dance. We're not actually that high on dance, but we did it. We made one person happy. So now they're not going to kill us. Alright, let's go talk to this guy. Quickly. Yeah. Oh, that was 4.
What did our thing get ranked?
It's another 4. Almost there. Okay, we're good. Now let's go find an innocent little baby and indoctrinate it. Mind control the child. It's okay, we're animals. We don't have a concept of morality right now. Okay, cool. Evil accomplished. Now, while we've got the Flock, what do you guys? Let's go get, like, you. Here, come here.
Rah, rah, rah.
Ignore that creature that's killing you all over there. Talk to us. Look at us. Look at us. Ignore the creature that's killing and eating you. Ignore it. It's just eating your fellow. It's okay. He's just hungry. That's all he's doing. He's just having a nice lunch. We don't come to your place while you're having lunch and bother you. So we shouldn't bother him while he's having his lunch, okay? Could you, like, join me more quickly? Because he's very close to attacking.
He's so hungry.
Okay, he decided to move on. What? Oh, we're having a meteor event. Everyone freaks out during meteor events for some strange reason. I don't really know why.
Besides us, because we control us.
Yep, we don't freak out because we are immune to freakouts. Here they come, here they come.
Meteor! What is... They don't even hit you.
Nope. Guys, just chill. Come on, it's rocks from space. What is there to be freaked out about? We're fine. It's cool. We're cool.
So it's dance battle party?
Get back to the battle. Or wait, hang on. I don't want the alpha. I want you.
Why you?
Come on.
La 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 la.
Hang on, let's see what he wants. Pose. Notice how he didn't get anybody to help him, even though he called for help. This is what I was talking about earlier. Sometimes that just happens.
Pose, 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 pose.
Alright, so hang on. So let's go look at this big boy. He's a rogue. Not a legendary, that's different. He's a rogue. Let's see if we can ally with him. Let's try it. Hey, what's up, buddy? Hey,
He completely ignored
He
you.
is completely ignoring us. He does not care.
He just wants lunch.
Okay, we're gonna say we might actually have this.
Because he's a terrible dancer.
Uh-huh. And we've got 3 of us, so we outnumber him too. Yeah, no, we got him. We win. Hang on. Having an idea. What if our brain got even bigger?
Is that actually what happened?
Yeah, look, it's right there.
Like, our brain got bigger?
Yeah. And we just died of internal hemorrhaging. Again, it keeps happening.
Too much brain?
Yep. Now let's go ahead and add this guy to our pack. Hey, come on, let's go, buddy.
Happy, happy, happy.
Join
happy,
our pack.
Happy. Join our pack, join our pack, join our pack. Join
Yeah, we're just dancing it up.
Join our pack. Join
Alright, we now
our
have a death machine in our pack. Let's go kill some people. Alright.
Is this game actually to kill people?
You can. We haven't been, because we've been trying to convince people. We've been friendly instead of murderous. Hey, look! It's an extended Dune joke that won't die. Ooh, hello. There's another Trogue. Trogue? Oh my god, Rogue. Let's leave him alone.
Yeah, because he looks really high.
Well, plus we don't really... Well, I guess we could try. Where'd it go? Hang on. I lost it. There we go. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it.
If he wins, we have to join his pack.
No, if he wins, nothing happens, ironically. Like, it doesn't... There's no thing. There's no real consequence for failure, is what that's called. Okay, let's dance.
Because we're a nice person.
Well, no, it's because there's no consequence of failure. But we just got a ton of... Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Did we just kill him?
Yes, we did. Switch to attack mode. Kill them. Kill them all.
Kill the little babies.
Kill them all. You may or may not have noticed I haven't really been eating that much. That's because I don't need to. Every time you evolve or have a major, like, event, your food is reset. So you can go through the creature stage so quickly that, you know, you don't need to eat.
Because, hold on, I wonder what happens next time there's an event.
Well, I don't know.
I wonder if you might get a bigger brain.
No more bigger brains, please. The zombies will find us.
Wait. I already have a pretty big brain.
Uh-oh. There's only one thing to do.
Ah!
Why are you eating my hand? Oh my god, that egg. What is happening with this egg? Oh my god.
We need to save that egg.
We did save that egg. I didn't even think about that. I just kind of did that.
By accident.
We were dancing, you know how it goes, so we killed them. We killed them all.
Happy.
Yeah, we're firmly in social at this point. Even, like, completely wiping out that entire tribe barely pushed us down.
Barely. Energy's out.
Yep, we're gonna have to fly the rest of the way. We're out of stamina, so we have to keep flying in order to get there. Oh, hello. Ooh, yeah, those are combat-y. We're just gonna take your parts and leave. Thank you very much, good sir. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good hand, just not for us. Alright, run, keep running, just keep running. Yeah, it's another combat hand, or foot, excuse me. Whoa, there's an epic! Yeah, so that's an epic. I don't know if you can social epics. I feel like I should know the answer to that, but I don't off the top of my head.
Just keep flying, since we don't walk right now.
Yeah, we don't really walk all that much. Hey, baby.
You like my hand? Just keep flying.
Wait. Oh, shoot. Hang on.
Just keep flying.
So you can defeat those. There's an achievement for doing so. They're mean. They require a pretty specific setup.
We need to have a big team.
Yeah, we need a full pack, and we need that pack to either be filled with rogues or to have our stats be full-on combat. Yeah, it won't let me social. It will not let me social. So we're not gonna... Yeah, we're gonna run. The rain has come again.
We do
falling on my head like a memory.
We don't like the rain, do we?
Yeah, rain's fine. Let's go get some parts.
Just keep flying, just keep flying. Fly away.
Yes, we need to find our new nest. So we can have a baby.
Magnus, what happened to your nest?
I don't know. We gotta go find it, silly.
It probably got wet.
Oh gosh, where did our nest go? Was it up there? Oh geez, I'm actually turned around. Hang on, I'm turned around. No, I might die of starvation. Or I can eat some fruit. It's okay, I have a hand, so I can grab fruit now. Yeah, fun fact, this tall fruit, you actually do need a hand to grab most of this, because otherwise it's just like, nope. I don't know how to do that.
I'm glad we have a hand. Just have to go. We have to go.
Mm-hmm. See, now I'm thinking I should have gone full combat so I could have tried an epic and then died, obviously. But, I could have tried it. I could have made the attempt. I could have been brilliant. Why are you attacking with your shoe?
These are dirty.
Yes, they probably need to be put into the wash, baby.
Mm-hmm. They don't need to. Mm-hmm. Let's eat some fruity.
Hang on. Let's get some parts.
There's an epic snail. There's your nest. I saw your nest.
No, that's their nest, not our nest. Big difference.
Just keep flying, just keep flying, just keep flying.
Oh, there's another rogue. I'm getting tempted to, set up some rogues and try that epic.
But what are those things?
These are other creatures. They're other guys.
I need to battle.
Oh, there's the epic. Oh god, he's defending an epic thing too. Let's go grab it. I want that part. We just need to slip by. Yeah, look at all these epic parts. Oh, get it. Okay, run. Run.
Grab it.
Good night, Evo. Have a good rest while we are trying not to be eaten. Yeah, if you're wondering why I'm so hesitant, he can literally one-shot us. Epics have a grab attack, which just kills you. It doesn't do damage. They also have attacks, but, Oh, he saw us. Run. Oh, no, the rogue is oh, no. Come here, rogue. Run, rogue. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't want you to stop.
Yeah, he's gonna eat us. Run.
Fly.
I'm flying away. An epic new body part. What's an epic body part? I suppose the manipulate reality Pfizer is what I would go with.
Where do the monsters never go?
Well, to our nest. Obviously, we're still trying to get to our nest. We will make it, or we will die trying.
Probably up this hill.
This is a lot of parts. Look at all these parts.
Maybe those are bugs.
Could be.
Are you a bird?
Kinda. Well, we can fly. See. Whoosh. Oh, hey, here's our nest. We found our nest. All right, let's have a baby.
Let's have a little baby.
There we go. Actually, yes, Mad Overlord. Okay, so, all right, now.
What do you want to add to him?
Well, we've got some of the best damaging feat available to us. Third eye, ugh. 2 arms, ugh. Gills, ugh. Wings, ugh. Claws, maybe.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do, baby?
I'm here.
Give me a second, and yes, here, scooch back. I need to get up. We also need to move the cat here.
Kitty, I want to hold Kitty.
You can hold the kitty. Here, scooch. I need to get up. Roar.
I can take your chair?
No, my chair. Thief.
Call the police. I'm nice.
What?
Okay.
Oh, yes, of course.
Never mind.
My liege.
I typed never mind.
May I please sit down? All right.
Make off.
So obviously, she'd pick a tail, so she could be a mermaid. What would you pick?
I would pick a tail so I could be a cat.
There you go. We've got a cat tail and a fish tail. You said you wanted up? Hang on. Let me get your foot rested in place. Give me a second.
It depends which one and
There you go.
String chooses.
Okay, so we still don't have very good dancing. So let's go ahead. Let's upgrade our dancing first of all. If we're going full, or maybe we really should go full combat. Maybe we should do that. I'm kind of feeling that. Hang on. Let's become violent. Yes, let's go murder everyone. Yeah.
The baby said no.
He did, and he has no say in this. Okay.
Let's keep the one eye on the belly. Wait, I think you're an ant.
Wait, what?
I think you're an ant.
Why did I become an ant, silly?
I think you're an ant and a butterfly. You have butterfly wings.
Oh, I see.
And now you're part cat.
Oh yeah, fun fact, by the way, if you go with the some of this stuff, you can gain the strike ability without actually needing hands. So you can just do that instead of having hands if you want to do that. That's an approach. That is a valid approach. That gives us access to a high-level charm, and we have access to the highest level wings, but we do not have the research, unless... Nope, we still don't have enough. We need 15 more. Alright, let's lose our charm ability. Be gone. Let's gain the best wings. Let's make them really big. There we go.
So they're better?
Yes, nice big wings. Alright. Now, we've already got... what do we have right now? We have this... Oh, we have the tier 2. So we don't have a very good bite attack. Can we afford it if we switch over here? Yeah, we can switch to this. So let's get a better bite. So we've got a better bite. And we've got decent attack. Ooh, that's horrible. Let's not do that. Can you get 2 eyes? Yeah, sure. Ta-da. And now we have just gained depth perception.
Look, straight forward.
Actually, you know what we could do? I know we've got this abomination thing going on, but let's do this. And then let's like...
it just scares, so everyone will get scared.
It's like, hey, are you scared? And we're all like, yes, please don't eat us.
We just stare at them.
Please don't eat us. We're so sorry. Okay, let's make this really big, right at the end there. Okay, maybe not that big. That's a little too big. That's a little too big now!
That scared me.
Okay, now let's push this down a little.
What?
Hang on, I've got an idea. And then we're going to move it up a little, right? And then we're going to move the eyes out onto this. Now we have a head. Oh my god, look at it. We've got a head now. We don't have anything to put on our head yet because we're out of evolution points. But yeah, we're getting there.
You can put the thing on your... that spiky thing on your head so you can pretend that you have hair.
That's true, we could, if we could afford it, which we cannot. See, it's all red. It means we can't afford it right now. Alright, let's go kill some stuff. Yes!
And make friends with them.
No!
What's that?
Oh no, they're leaving us. They've left us. They left us.
You don't need that team anymore.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
We're the only one. We have 2 more eggs.
Yep, that's because one of them is us. The other one is also us. And the third one is the rogue. Hopefully he was still a rogue. Let's find out in a second.
Hey, that guy's running back.
Alright, so... we need to do... that, okay.
Baby rogue.
He's a baby right now, so he might not actually be a full rogue anymore. We might have lost our rogue status.
Oh,
No,
now
he's still a rogue. Okay, we're good, we're good. Alright, let's go kill someone. First, let's recruit him. Hey, join me really quick, please. Hey, join me, please. There we go.
Join.
Please join me. I don't know how to do that without the audio. That's really hard to do without the audio. Okay. Now let's go kill people.
You're still a baby. Don't forget.
Yep, but we can fly really high. Ooh, there's a bunch of bones over there. We're allies with them. We're not going to kill them. We like them. They're friendly. But we will find some.
Let's hope. Let's make them join us.
We can't. We're actually full. We can only have so large of a pack.
Which means like 3 people in a pack.
Yeah, at the moment. All right, Mr. Red, I got a job for you. I need you to summon Mr. Pink. Oh, here we go. What are these guys? Yes, let's murder them. There's a lot of them, too. This is going to take a hot minute. All right, let's go for the babies first, obviously.
Murder!
Murder the babies. Murder the babies.
The mom and the dad
like,
will get mad.
Yes, defeat
like,
them all.
no.
Defeat them all. Yes. Yes.
They're like, no,
Yeah.
I'll eat you. How?
Yeah, they are
How?
actually trying to eat us. That is, in fact, what's happening.
How?
We actually have a pretty high strike level, and we've got a rogue with us, so they're dead. Whoops.
Jump, jump. Jump, jump.
We got a peaceful ability from these people. Nice. Charge! Get him! Get him!
0.
Yes, get them.
There was a ginormous one I saw.
It's okay. He's super good.
He did. No, there was a really big one.
Well, I don't see him. Mr. Pink. I'd call this a job well done. Oh, wait, hang on. There's one guy left. They had like 3 alphas. We're just chippers right in. Rogues are so stupid. Alright, everyone enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Heal.
Alright, this is not a question for now. This is just an opinion question. If you could have burgers or pizza, which would you rather have?
Pizza for the rogue.
Oh my god, it's a ship! It's a ship! We finally have a ship! Freaking... I honestly thought we weren't going to see one this playthrough. They're just hanging out. Sometimes they'll kidnap people. Sometimes they just scan things. What would you pick, Baby Bear?
I would pick scan things because I don't want to harm
No. Pizza or hamburger?
pizza.
Okay, there you go. Double pizza.
As long as I pick burger.
I pick burgers. Death to pizza!
If it's from McDonald's, no, because sometimes McDonald's puts onions in the burger, even if we ask for no onions.
I want you to know that you are correct, Baby Bear.
So, if we're having burgers from McDonald's, I would rather have pizza. If we're having burgers from anywhere else, well, then we're fit. Then I'll have a burger.
Burger pizzas are really good. I don't think I've ever had a pizza burger. I have had a pizza chicken sandwich, and it was astonishingly good. Like, chicken just went with that so well.
Because chicken would be the meat of the pizza.
Exactly.
Wait, we could put like, with sausage. Would you have a sausage burger pizza?
No, I don't like sausage.
Okay.
But
If
what
you did,
about-
would you have?
Oh, there he is. There's the big one. All right, we ready? We ready?
Are we ready? Do
Let's-
we have alphas?
Let's do it. Get him. Get him.
Wait, he doesn't have arms.
No, but he hits very hard. We have already lost someone. If you missed that, we have literally already lost someone. Are we doing any damage to him? Oh my god, he's only taking like 40 health damage. He has yeah, we're dead. We're dead. We're
But the alpha isn't
No,
dead.
we're dead.
The
We're
alpha
dead.
isn't
We're
dead.
dead.
Look how many people is alive.
Yeah, but we're dead.
Look. The alpha and the others.
Does that mean we lost?
We're dead. Oh my god, the game crashed. Okay. I don't know if this game has autosaves.
Well then,
Wah.
Alright, hang on. Off. Stop. Thank you.
you're still streaming.
I am still streaming. There's still people here, and you're yelling into their ears, and mine. Please don't do that, thank you.
In mine. You're yelling into everyone's ears.
Wow.
Okay, that's better.
Wow.
Yeah. And on that bombshell,